If you say my name like that again, I'm going to have to eat your needy little pussy. Whoa, Mama. Now, that's how you start a Tuesday morning.
For heaven's sake, that is wildly inappropriate. Even for this program, we haven't even introduced the book. That quote is completely devoid of context.
Context. The context is hot. That's all the context I need. Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, folks, where we dissect the books you're too embarrassed to admit you read.
Today's subject is In the Details by Julia Wolfe, a contemporary romance novel that seems to have inflamed certain readers. Perhaps you could offer a summary that doesn't involve quoting the most explicit lines verbatim.
Easy. So you got this super rich biker chick, right? Like, owns a whole motorcycle company. Ching. But she's got secrets. At night, she ditches the suit, throws on leather, and goes to this dive bar to hook up with some random hot dude. Total secret life.
He's not random. He's Jake Hayes, an executive from another company, and she's Clara Rossi, the CEO. She's 37. He's 30. She's a single mother. He's a single father. The central conflict arises when their anonymous affair collides with their professional lives. During a potential business partnership negotiation, it explores themes of vulnerability, power dynamics, and
boring themes. Who cares? The point is, she's banging the guy who might become her business partner. Imagine that meeting. Okay, Jake, about Q3 projections. Also, nice work last night in the back booth. Really nailed those KPIs. If you know what I mean, it's gold. Unlike some other books about obsessive captains chasing fish.
We are not relitigating Moby Dick. A Habsmonomania is a complex literary device, not just because he missed lunch. Focus. Let's discuss the characters. Clara Rossi, billionaire CEO, single mother survivor of a truly dreadful ex-husband jailed for stalking, embezzlement, the works.
Yeah, tragic backstory. Boo-hoo. But honestly, leading a double life sneaking around sounds exhausting and kinda dumb. You're a billionaire, hire a matchmaker. Don't pick up randos in biker bars. What if he had fleas? Or worse, what if he was boring?
It speaks to her deep-seated trust issues, a psychological barrier erected after her traumatic marriage. She compartmentalizes her life, the controlled CEO versus the unrestrained woman, seeking connection without consequence. It's a coping mechanism, however flawed.
Flawed, it's nuts. And this Jake guy, 30 years old, already an ex-excited, single dad, sounds okay on paper. But the possessiveness. Reviewers say he's super alpha demanding. One called him an ass and a jerk, because he's all closed off emotionally to protect his daughter, but expects Clara to spill her guts. Hypocrite. Reminds me of my neighbor Gary, always guarding his prize, winning petunias, but letting his dog poop on my lawn.
While your analogy is typically crude, the critique holds some water. Jake embodies the protective alpha trope, which can easily veer into controlling behavior. His demand for Clara's vulnerability while maintaining his own emotional distance is hypocritical. It creates narrative tension, but readers are clearly divided on whether it's romantic or just irritating. And that line, "I'm going to be the one to feed you, fill you up," it walks a fine line between tender and deeply unsettling.
Unsettling. It's prime dirty talk. You wouldn't know romance if it bit you on the well. You know, what is unsettling is his ex-wife, Carly. Apparently she's nice, supportive, a good co-parent. Where's the fun in that? Give me some drama. A crazy ex trying to slash tires. This is just boringly well adjusted.
The normalization of amicable co-parenting could be seen as a refreshing subversion of genre tropes. Not every narrative requires a bunny boiler.
Refreshing. It's radio poison. We need conflict. Speaking of which, is this book actually good, or just spicy?
Well, the critical reception is polarized. You have readers claiming it's absolute fire, the steamiest book ever, turning them into a puddle of goo on the floor. The adoration for Jake is intense. Give all the swoon, they say.
See, that's a 5-star review right there. My kind of reader.
Conversely, you have readers who despise Jake, finding him manipulative. One reviewer lamented Clara's tendency to forgive him easily, calling her weak. Another just seemed furious he existed. And the third act conflict, apparently involving Jake making a significant mistake, prompted tears and anger from readers. Some found the resolution mature. Others thought Clara needed a chill pill.
Mature conflict resolution. Yawn. Sounds like they ran out of steam. Probably argued about who left the cap off the toothpaste. And this whole supportive ex thing still bugs me. Would you trust a super nice ex? Really? Seems suspicious. Like they're plotting something.
I maintain that healthy post-relationship dynamics are possible, even if they don't make for salacious radio. The more pertinent question raised by the narrative is the ethical tightrope of their situation. Would you, hypothetically, continue a clandestine affair with someone who suddenly appeared as your boss, or a crucial business rival in a high-stakes negotiation?
Hell yeah. Talk about leverage. Nice proposal, Jake. But unless you want everyone knowing about that tattoo you definitely regret, maybe sweeten the deal. Kidding. Mostly. Okay, lightning round. If Clara Rossi were a sandwich, what kind would she be?
I refuse to participate in this reductive exercise. It's demeaning to the character, however fictional.
Fine, fine. She's a fancy panini with a secret spicy aioli. Boom. Done. Give us the verdict.
From a literary standpoint, the prose is functional, the character's psychology somewhat predictable, leaning heavily on established tropes. However, the narrative momentum and the sheer audacity of the premise are undeniable. I give it 3 out of 10 trembling upper lips for literary merit, but a surprising 6 out of 10 for sheer, unadulterated escapist chaos.
Chaos. I like it. Weak rating, though. I give In the Details a solid 8 out of 10 awkward boardroom silences. It's ridiculous. It's steamy. The guy's kinda jerky but maybe hot. The billionaire CEO needs better hobbies. It's perfect trash. Loved it.
Your definition of perfect continues to baffle me.
All right, folks. That's all the time we have. Tune in next week when we tackle the controversial self-published hit, Chadwick the Sentient Toaster Oven Finds Love. You won't want to miss it.
I highly doubt that you've been listening to Heartbook Radio.